Alright, so today for you, I have my Dinomist deck profile. This is definitely one of my faves. It is one of the first ones I built along with Monarchs whenever I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! And just like, a lot of my other decks, this one I didn't really spend any extra money on. So I don't necessarily have the best cards, but it's not necessarily a budget one either. It's pretty good and it's pretty competitive, so this is what I run. I run 3 Stegosaur, run 3 Plesios. Plesios is freaking awesome. Run 3 Pateran. And then I run 3 Ankylos. And Ankylos right here is easily the MVP of the deck. What this card does is whenever he's on the field, any Dinomist monster, or anytime your Dinomists on the field destroy on one of your opponent's monsters, it banishes the card. So he is MVP without a doubt. So that's all for the level 4s. I also run Ceratops, 3 of them, 3 Brachioms, 3 Spinos, which is the most powerful card in the deck. This one you can discard in order to attack your opponent's life points directly, or you can discard them for him to be able to attack again. Then I got 1 Rex. I was running the 3 Rex before, but whenever Spinos came out, I pretty much replaced Rex with Spinos. That's all for the Dinomist within it. We also are running a Proto Cyber Dragon, and then just regular Cyber Dragon. You'll kind of see why here in a little bit. For spells, we run Double or Nothing, because there's a lot of cards out there that negate direct attacks. So with Double or Nothing, whenever you attack with Spinos and your opponent negates that, then that's an instant 5,000 instead to their life points. Super good card. 1 Spell Shattering Arrow for mostly the Pendulum matchup. A limiter removal, since we don't have that powerful of cards in our Dinomist. 1 Dynamic Power Load, although I'm thinking about running this one up again because I don't see it as much as I'd like, and it's a super amazing card. Whenever your Dinomist attack, your opponent can't activate spells and traps, or even card effects during the battle phase. I also run 1 XYZ Shift. This is probably what I'll change out for the Dynamic Power Load. I just run this because it runs a lot of XYZs, since we run only 4s and 5s within the deck. I run 1 Mini Guts because you get a lot of fodder. I run 2 Mass Chains because you definitely want to see this card. It's super useful, and it's the only way we really have to take out traps. I run 3 Dinomists, which is pretty much one of the most useful cards in this deck. Because first of all, whenever you play it, you get to add a Dinomist into your hand, which helps you set up your pendulums. And then also, whenever a monster is destroyed and goes to the extra deck, you can add it to your hand instead. So anytime, and all the monsters, when they're in your pendulums, if a Dinomist is destroyed on the field, you can destroy them from your pendulum instead to keep that monster alive. So if your opponent activates Trap Hole or destroys a monster and you need protection, you destroy your pendulum instead, and then Dinomist Charge allows you to place it from your extra deck into your hand. So you can just reset right back up. You get a free negate. That's all for the spells. Next off, we run Bottomless. No explanation needed. Breakthrough Skill. Super amazing card. And then 3 Dinomist Rush. Dinomist Rush is a special summon. One Dinomist monster from your deck. And then it's unaffected by card effects. So, it helps you get out your bigger monsters. And it also, unaffected by card effects, which is a nice little boost. Okay, now for the extra deck. Run 1 Utopia and Utopia Ray. Because we're running a lot of 4s, so I got a lot of 4 and 5 utilities. I got Castel, Gagaga, 2 Dark Rebellion, since we don't have a whole lot of attack in this deck. Then for the 5s, we run 2 Cyber Dragon Novas, and like I said, because I ran this with all cards that I got out of packs and stuff. I sadly do not have Infinity, but I mean, he would definitely be a super amazing addition to this deck. So I'm just running the 2 Novas right now. I run 2 of King of Heavy Industry. He's a super useful card, and because we run a lot of 5s in there, I'm not worried about the about getting him out. Also Volcasaurus for the same reason, and Greedy Ceramea for the same exact reason. We run a lot of 5s, and he can easily just clear out your opponents and get over a lot of cards, same as Volcasaurus and King of Heavy Industry. Both really good, really useful cards. Then we run the Master Acid for our Mass Change and to help clear up our spells and traps. And then we run 2 of Chimera Tech Fortress Dragons, because every card in this deck is a machine type, and also for the machine matchup, you get to use your opponent's cards to increase his power, so just another super useful card. And that is all for our deck. I hope you enjoyed the profile. Be sure to like and subscribe this video, and comment on if you want any more, or like what deck you would like to see. I mean, clearly I can only profile my decks, but if I have one that I haven't posted up yet, I'll be sure to get it out to you. Thank you.